are you tonight? Welcome to People Are Normal. This program is purpose to answer questions about normality. People being normal. Are they really normal? Are we really behaving normal like we should behave? Or do we have alternatives? And if we have those alternatives, then why aren't we perfect? How many of you have asked yourself that? Why aren't we perfect? Why do we do wrong things or make mistakes and errors? Why do we do those things? You know, sure, life is education. You know, it's a development process where we learn and we're supposed to become wiser or profit from mistakes and things like that. Okay, that's all right. To me, that sounds pretty good. That's normal. But is it really normal? Is there an existence where perfection is normal? Being perfect, everything done just right. Normal. But when we make mistakes and errors, and we profit by those mistakes and errors, then we are deemed normal. But is it? The big question mark is there. There's a lot of questions. Now, they said that we made an error. When life began with an error. Now, we're going to talk about life beginning with an error and what that's all about. Okay, like I said, welcome to tonight's program. People Are Normal, a giant new Wednesday to us all. Brought to you by IntelliStress. I want to mention IntelliStress and calendar writers. I don't want to forget them because they do exist. I don't think a mistake or an error was made as far as those two issues are concerned. But we'll talk about that also later. So what's in the news? Well, there's a little sadness in the news tonight. Former president's wife and mother, Miss Barbara Bush, she passed away peacefully. And we wish her well on her journey, and we hope that life continues to do right with her, and her memories goes on. And I hope that we hold dear those memories of people that have been very important to us. I remember I told you that when her son, George Bush, President Bush, her son, when he was president, he's the only president that I ever personally have been close to. You know, I think it was thermal products. I think it was, he was making a speech, doing a speech at Thermal Products on the west side in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was there, and I was standing on the street. So that when the motorcade come past, the police, they told everybody they had to, get off the corner and off the street and behind the fences in this parking lot and so forth. And except for me, they allowed me, and I thank them very much. Policemen are all right. They like to do the right thing. I stood on the corner there when the motorcade. I was the only one standing on the corner. Everybody else had to go behind the fence. And the motorcade come by, and the President Bush Jr., he was in the, he waved at me like this, I was by myself standing in the corner. I didn't see nobody else but the driver in the car, but he was in the back seat. And he waved to me with this big smile. Man, I felt so good about it. I felt great about that. But he's the only president since ever since President Nixon, and I haven't met any president or have been that acquainted, that measure of acquainted with any president before. So she was very special to me in that way because she was the mother to such a wonderful son. So to the Bushes, I said, I say condolences and be well, and hold your heads up and keep on keeping on. Keep on doing the good things that you've been doing, the things that we the public, remember you by. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, a bit of news about giving birth. Miss Khloe Kardashian. That's right. Everybody know that. I ought to know that. Khloe Kardashian, she gave birth. The reason why it's important to me, because she come to Cleveland. She come to Cleveland, Ohio, to give birth to her child. And Kim was there. I guess the whole Kardashian family was there. But I live on the east side. I think they were on the west side or something like that of Cleveland. But I hope they enjoyed Cleveland and so forth. And congratulations to Tristan and his new. What's the name of the baby? True Tristan, or something like that. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna get into anything else, buddy, because I don't want nobody getting mad at me about nothing. Okay, that's in the news. So now, let's see, something else that, what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about common sense. Everybody know about common sense, but do you really know what common sense is? Are we really using common sense? People are normal. Are people normal because they're using common sense, or the lack of common sense? So we want to, talk about that a little bit tonight. Oh, and then again, I'd like to congratulate Kim Jong-il of North Korea and China. They are setting a good example for the rest of the leadership. Kim is becoming a more important leader than ever before, because he common sense. He is coming from common sense, but we're gonna talk about how we talk about the mechanics of common sense. Wise man. So congratulations, Kim. Congratulations, China, on the good things that you're doing, and we want to give you the support as much support as possible in a peaceful way. But we don't want to get in any, conflicts in our country, taking on the weight of the thing. You know what I mean? We don't want to actually have any conflicts in our country. So we have to manage that. So remember that. It's not about, oh, we're going to be peaceful and you're going to be at war and all that kind of stuff. It's meant we're going to all maintain peace. But then another guy say, well, then if we maintain peace, well, what's going to happen about the world, about the way things are? I said, I don't know. Who you asking? Why are you asking me? I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is peace in the world. Now, as far as, where the opposite activity going to be happening and stuff like that? Oh, it's going to be peace here, so now it's got to be the opposite over there. We got to choose and all that kind of stuff, see. So, but we're working on that. Hey, like they say, things didn't happen overnight. We got to work at it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of here and a little bit of there, this kind of thing. So we develop, slowly and methodically and stuff like that. So we think about that. Alrighty. Now, what else we talk? Okay. April 18th. Today is April 18th, 2018. In 1906, on this day, there was the San Francisco earthquake. Now, everybody have heard about the earthquake. Now, we talk about common sense now. The common senses. There was an earthquake. The common sense of nature. Nature is the common senses. It's nature and the elements. Those are the common senses. The things that we are comprised of. Those are the common senses, like iron in our blood. We have to have iron in our blood. That's a common sense. That's the common sense. That's the connection. You see. Okay, San Francisco earthquake. We wish California what we're trying to do. And, we all thinking about California and thinking the best for California so that these things don't happen, because California, a lot is happening in California and so forth. And we have to actually think about it, because a lot of times we neglect it. We just say, oh, forget it. But are we really concerned about it? We can say, well, we don't want those things happening. Let's see if we can work it out a little bit better than that, and so forth. We got to reason with ourselves, and so forth. The quality. How can we manage a quality relationship with ourselves? And that self includes our environment and the elements that comprises us. You see. San Francisco. Okay, now, like we said, I was looking on the calendar for that day, and I saw really one thing that of note that was, something that we could say, relax with. April 18, 1956, Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly, he do the dancing. The dancer, Grace Kelly. A lot of people, the baby boomers, they know who Grace Kelly is. The millennials might not know, but Grace Kelly, He used to tap dance. He was an excellent dancer, and also an actor, making many movies. Um, Wait a minute. Gene Kelly from this. Man, sometimes I do this. Hey, but so what? No, I'm talking about Grace Kelly, not Gene Kelly. Grace Kelly. Well, she used to do the same thing. But anyway, don't pay no attention to me. Now we're talking about Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier married. Grace Kelly and a Prince Rainier married. Okay, let me read this to you. American actress Grace Kelly marries Prince Rainier of Monaco in a spectacular ceremony. The daughter of a former model and a wealthy industrialist. She began acting as a child. She attended the American Academy for Dramatic Art in New York. Grace Kelly, today, she married a prince. Well, excuse me. I dropped something before I tell you. Clumsy me, oh clumsy me. But this is what's happening. Prince Harry. Somebody's marrying Prince Harry. Now I ain't gonna mention no names because I don't want to, but it's gonna be a big wedding. So Grace Kelly, Prince Rainier. See, when is that? When's she supposed to marry? In May, I think. Is it in May? Next month, I think. May the 19th, right? Yeah, May the 19th. Young lady's getting married to Prince Harry, and congratulations. I hope everything works out for him, and I hope it is beneficial to our future and the future of the world. One other thing. April 18th, 2012, Dick Clark of American Bandstand and the New Year's Rockin' Eve passed away. The New Year's Rockin' Eve. He passed away. American Bandstand. I used to watch American Bandstand. Oh, wow, it went on for years and years and years. And Dick Clark, he was an icon, in those days. But yes, he passed away on April 18th. So we see a few things happening. We got a few things has happened on April 18th. And that's the way it goes. Things happen. Things gonna happen. Things gonna always happen. Whenever. But tonight we're gonna talk about. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can read that. Common sense. Common sense. We're going to talk about common sense. COMMONSENSE. That's one spelling of common sense. Then you got COMMON. Then you got dash in the middle. and then you got SENSE. Two types of common sense that we want to talk about tonight. But before we do, I like to say, hello, Niha. How are you doing? And carrying on. I'm always concerned about you, and you know that. I'm concerned about you too. you know, so things can always work out for you. You always got something. You gotta have you need something to look forward to all the time. Something is always there that with what they call it, good luck or blessings or what comes from it. But you got to have something so that something good can come from it. It depends on how bad you want it, and it depends on what you do. So if you're an achiever, that's something you can use to achieve and set goals with, to keep you busy so that, that good luck can come to you. So I'm always thinking about you. Don't worry about that, always. Okay, now, this part of the program, we're gonna talk to Thurman a little bit because we want to know what his views on common sense really is about. So right now, let's see what Thurman have for us. He usually have something nice. So let's enjoy this program. Enjoy what he has to say. Oh yeah, and then I hope that there was something else that. Oh yeah. But wait a minute. I will get to that later because it's just a reminder. I wanted to remind our audience about something that's very important to us that we're trying to do, and we like you to help us if possible. So here we are with the way Thurman wants to do this thing. So here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Hey, this is little dance. This is dance night. This is when you put your sides on and hug your girls, hug your dude that carries on. You do a little something groovy. This is groove night. Groove night for all the young lovers and all the old lovers and everybody in between. Stuff. Dance, dance, dance. To the music, dance, dance, dance. Pretty baby, you my girl ain't got it right. That's so solid group night. Be cool I'm on my way. Hey pretty baby, that's the hey. Hold me tight and treat me right. You my girl, you got that right. That's so solid group night. Dance. Dance, dance. To the music, dance, dance. Dance, pretty baby, you my girl ain't got that right. So dance, that's so solid groove tonight. So dance, be cool like I'm on my way. Dance, pretty baby, hey pretty baby, that's hey. Dance,
dance, oh dance, dance to the music, dance, 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 pretty baby, dance, oh dance, dance. Hold me tight, treat me right. You my girl and you got that right. That's so solid, good night. Be my girl and that's alright. Dance, oh dance, dance to the music. Dance, oh dance, dance to the music. You my baby got it right. You so solid, good tonight. You my girl and you got that right. Hey pretty baby, that's the aim. Be cool ever, I'm on my way. That's so solid, good night. Dance, oh dance, dance, pretty baby, dance, dance, dance. Dance, 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 oh dance, oh dance, dance to the music. Pretty baby, dance to the music. You my girl ain't got it right. That's so solid, good tonight. Dance, dance, oh dance, pretty baby, dance, oh dance, dance, pretty baby, dance.
Don't forget, when you go out and party, put on your best side.
Dance, 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 dance to the dance, oh dance, dance to the dance.
Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the show tonight. People are normal. I think people are normal because that's our common sense. What we do every day is a common sense. Because we are common in so many ways. But there are differences, and we talked about this before. You know, a lot of people said, whoa, when you talk, it's like the same old thing, same old thing. It's not the same old thing, because it's always something different. The story is not the same old story. It's always something different about the same old story. Number one, a story can be told on one day and told on the next day, and there'll be differences there. Like we was talking about earlier, we was talking about the San Francisco earthquake, what happened April 18th in different years in the past. April 18th. But the common sense tells us that if you tell a story on April 18th, or let's say 1775 or 1776. And then you tell that same story April 18th, 2018. There is a different inner composition of that story that you're not aware of, but you're telling that story, but you're not aware of the differences, the time element when you're telling that story. This is what it's almost like a gaseous thing. You can't see it, you can't smell it. And a lot of times you can't even hear it, but a lot of people do hear it. They can hear this extra, this automatic thinking. They can hear that. You see? So if you hear me repeat myself about something, don't worry about it. Don't get all upset. Because within that composition is ingredients of good. The ingredients of good. You might not be aware of it, but it's there. You check your history and all that for that particular day, and you'll see that a lot of things happen. Different things happen on different days. That's the way things work. Okay, we were talking about common sense and the spelling of common sense. COMMONSENSE, which is one word. Common sense. And then you have a different spelling, which is two words. COMMON, and then you got dash, then you got SENSE. Common sense. Now remember what I'll tell you. Common sense. Okay, when we're born, everything that's born. What is born? The elements are born. The end is born. The end of a thing is always born. That is the common sense. The end of a thing. But nobody really knows how they're going to end, or when they're going to pass away, or how long they're going to live. There's no certainty about that, unless you try to control it yourself. And I heard that you ain't supposed to. You're supposed to let nature take its course. But that is what's born. The end is what's born. That is what you got to struggle with. That common sense. So the common sense, which is the end, is always going to be there to suppress you. It's going to be there for the obstacles in your life. You know, you might not want to even get up in the morning to go to work. You might not want to do this. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. When you feel that way, what is happening? It's the end of your existence, the end of what you might wish to do, or what you would like to do, or what you would like to happen in your life. It is the end of all that because you don't feel like doing it. You see? And that is what, that suppression, that is what causes a lot of the stress in your life, where you have to deal with. But at the same time, that common sense demands that you survive. It demands it. It says, I want to survive. You know, at the same time, it's oppressing you, but it says, I want to survive. You see? And then that's up to you. Then that's when you supposedly, as a person, you know, as coverage, you know, that when you look at it as the coverage. You know, the coverage is different than what's in us. Like I said before, our organs, our heart, our blood system, iron in our blood, and all that kind of stuff. That is different than the coverage that we have. It's two different things. The coverage that we have is an obligation. You see this? You see my skin, clothes I wear, things like that. This is me. I'm obligated to what? You know what I'm obligated to? I'm obligated to the life that's going on inside me. My life. My personal life. I'm obligated to it. That personal life is a responsibility. It has responsibility. It responds to the beginning of things. And it responds all the way to the end, which it is the end, but it uses coverage. And it tells that coverage, I want to survive. But at the same time, there's pain, so much pain and suffering going on. You see? But it's up to when we see each other, it's up to us, the obligation. We're obligated to ourselves, we're obligated to our environment, and all these good things. Common sense. The common sense. That's normal. That's definitely normal. And we're going to talk about that. And when I bring this subject up, don't get mad and say, oh, there ain't nothing. Because believe me, at this moment in time, what time is it? You know what time it is? Something's happening at the same time I'm talking to you. I can tell you the same thing 2 hours from now, and it have a different content. You won't know it, or you just be listening at it bored, but it'd be a different content. Common sense. That's what we're about, the common sense today. Now, the common sense, like I say, the coverage, that's the two words, common sense. That's what we use, common sense. We are aware of the obstacles. We are aware of the end of things. We are aware of failure. Now, failure is the composition of the end. Failure is the prime composition of the end. Whatever you do, if you want to walk down the street, it's a failure thing because you got to make the effort to do it. You got to make that effort. You got to make that effort to do whatever it is. Because you know what the common sense is. You know that if you don't make that effort, you're going to fail. You might be hungry, but if you don't get yourself something to eat, you're going to fail. So you are the one that have to get it together for yourself. Remember, we say good is the ingredients of bad. We can't say the common sense is bad now. How can it be bad if we are the good of it? And why are we the good of it? Because we do want to survive. We are that will that says, I want to survive. That is our willpower to make an effort to do what we want to do, or to accomplish or to achieve the things that we want to achieve or to accomplish. You see, the birth of common sense. Now that includes discrimination. It includes discrimination, and it also includes prejudice. You know what I mean? Definitely, yes. But in discrimination, you got to be discriminate about your common sense. Is it good or is it bad? Should I allow myself to be influenced wrongly, or should I have sense enough to say, or should I have the power to say no? If I want to go out there and steal a car because I don't got one, or I don't got no money to buy one, do I have the power to say no to steal one? In that way, can I be discriminate about that? I don't have no money. I don't have this, I can't afford it, but I need it. So am I going to be discriminate about it? Or can I be discriminate? There's volumes written on discrimination, believe me. It's not just what you think. Discriminating because you're an elderly person or that or anything like that. How about discriminating against your common sense? You know how that works? You think you're doing, oh, that's common sense. But no. Maybe, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe you think you're doing the right thing. It's common sense to do that. But your common sense can be discriminate and say, no, you're doing wrong because you're not doing wrong. See, but you got to study that, when people get in there. It's volumes that it's mind-boggling, too. Just like prejudice. Just like prejudice, it's the same thing. But prejudice is different because prejudice involves our belief system, and our faith system, and things like that, and who are you, and what do you believe, what is your faith, and stuff like that. But discrimination is about that. It's about the daily demands of life. So, if you say, oh, you're prejudiced because of somebody's color or something, are you being discriminated? Are you, is that discrimination? A lot of times, why not, But anyway, that's what common sense is all about. That's what we wanted to talk about. I hope I have put a little something, something that you can think about, you can meditate on, and then you can say to yourself, how is what he said going to make me a better person, or going to make me be able to deal and conquer with common sense? Living a common sense life. Okay, this is Thurman saying, until next time, whatever you do, use common sense. People are not. Or are they not? Well, were you listening to what Thurman said? I mean, were you really listening? Did it go in one ear and come out the other? Or is it in there? Working for you. And you, and you, and you. sitting here working for me. Because I listen. It's common sense. He's making sense. It's common sense. People are normal based upon that common sense. Always striving to improve themselves. That is the common sense. Self-improvement. Making an effort. You see, doing not what is supposedly right or wrong, but doing what society deems to be right or wrong. But who's to know that that's what it really is, but that's what society, that is our laws, rules, and regulations, regulate our conduct. So we go along with it. A lot of times we might have other opinions and so forth about that. But we can be discriminate about it too. You see? So, this is Thurman again. I hope you enjoyed the program. Like I said, I hope it didn't go in one ear and come out the other. I hope you got it within and you sort of sorting through it and to make it work for you, to make it better your life, and so forth. So, until next time, we want you to be happy, enjoy yourself, do what makes you happy. Let Thurman kind of tell you what can make